Alright, let's have a conversation that's gonna make half of you click away in the first 30 seconds. But if you stick around, you might actually learn something that'll save your relationship or help you understand why the last 3 guys ghosted you. I'm about to tell you the 7 things women do that absolutely destroy their value in men's eyes. And no, this isn't about your weight or your age or how you look. This is about behavior. Things you're doing right now that are making high-value men run in the opposite direction. And before you start typing misogyny in the comments, hear me out. I'm not saying men are perfect. I'm not saying women should change everything about themselves to please men. I'm saying if you want to understand why certain behaviors push men away, you need to hear this from someone who's actually willing to tell you the truth instead of blowing smoke up your ass to make you feel good. Number 1. Posting thirst traps while in a relationship. Let me be brutally honest with you. When you're in a committed relationship, and you're posting half-naked photos on Instagram for validation from random dudes, you're telling every man who sees that, including your boyfriend, that his attention isn't enough. You need hundreds or thousands of likes from strangers to feel valuable. And men see right through it. I don't care what excuse you have. I'm just feeling myself. It's my body. I can post what I want. He should trust me. Yeah, technically you can post whatever you want. And technically, he can decide you're not relationship material and bounce. Because here's what you don't understand. Men don't want to be with women who are constantly advertising themselves to other men. I had this buddy, great guy, dating this girl for about a year. She was constantly posting bikini pics, gym selfies showing her ass. Low-cut tops with captions like "felt cute, might delete later." Every photo got hundreds of comments from dudes shooting their shot. "Damn girl, you single. Your man is lucky." And she ate it up. Responded to some of them. Liked their comments. Kept the attention flowing. My friend brought it up once. Asked her if she could maybe tone it down a little. You know what she said? "You're being controlling and insecure. If you trusted me, this wouldn't bother you." Classic gaslighting. Making him feel like he's the problem for having a completely normal boundary. They broke up 6 months later. She's still single, still posting thirst traps, still wondering where all the good men went. Here's the reality. High-value men don't want to date Instagram models unless they're equally high-value themselves. If you're a regular woman with a regular job posting, like you're auditioning for OnlyFans, you're attracting the wrong type of attention and repelling the right type. The men who want a serious relationship see that behavior and swipe left. The men who engage with that content are usually just looking to smash and dash. Number 2. Playing games and testing him constantly. Oh, this one. This is probably the most exhausting behavior on this list. Women who constantly test their men. Creating fake scenarios to see how he'll react. Starting arguments to see if he'll fight for the relationship. Pulling away to see if he'll chase. Making him jealous to see if he cares. It's emotional manipulation disguised as making sure he really loves me. Let me tell you something. Men hate tests. We absolutely despise them. You know why? Because we can't win. If we pass your test, you'll create a harder one. If we fail, you'll use it as evidence that we're not good enough. It's a rigged game. And eventually, we stop playing. I knew this woman. Let's call her Ashley. She would constantly test her boyfriend. She'd go silent for days to see if he'd panic and blow up her phone. She'd mention other guys being interested in her to see if he'd get jealous. She'd pick fights about random things to see if he'd apologize even when he wasn't wrong. She'd cancel plans last minute to see if he'd beg her to reconsider. For the first few months, he played along. He'd text her constantly when she went silent. He'd get appropriately jealous when she mentioned other guys. He'd apologize even when he knew he was right. He'd try to convince her not to cancel. But eventually, he got tired. He stopped chasing when she pulled away. He stopped getting jealous when she mentioned other men. He stopped apologizing for things he didn't do. And you know what she said? "He doesn't care about me anymore." No, sweetie. He's just exhausted from your bullshit. He realized that no matter what he does, it's never enough. So he stopped trying. And that's what happens to most men in these situations. They don't leave immediately. They just gradually check out emotionally until they're physically present but mentally gone. Here's what women don't understand about tests. When you test a man constantly, you're telling him you don't trust him. And if you don't trust him, why is he with you? Real love doesn't require constant validation through manufactured drama. If you need to test him to know he loves you, you probably already know he doesn't, and you're just stalling the inevitable. Number 3. Talking non-stop without letting him speak. This is going to sound petty, but it's a real issue. Women who dominate every conversation, who talk about themselves, their day, their problems, their opinions, their feelings for hours without ever asking about his. Women who interrupt, who don't listen, who treat every conversation as a monologue with a captive audience. Men notice this. We notice when you ask how was your day, and then interrupt our answer after 30 seconds to tell a story about your coworker. We notice when we try to share something important and you say her while scrolling through your phone. We notice when every dinner conversation is about your drama and your life and your everything, while we're just supposed to sit there and nod. I remember dating this girl who would talk for literally 2 hours straight. I timed it once. 2 full hours of her talking about her job, her family, her friends, what happened at yoga, what she ate for lunch, what she's thinking about getting her mum for her birthday. And when she finally paused, I started to tell her about something that happened to me. Got maybe 3 sentences in before she interrupted with, "Oh, that reminds me of this thing that happened to me," and we were back to her monologue. After a few months of this, I realized she didn't actually care about me as a person. She cared about having an audience. I was just a sounding board, a therapist she didn't have to pay, someone to validate her feelings and experiences. The relationship wasn't mutual. It was one-sided with me in the supporting role. And here's the kicker. When I brought it up, she got defensive. You never share anything with me. Because she'd trained me not to. Why would I share when every attempt gets interrupted or ignored? Why would I open up when it's clear the conversation always circles back to her anyway? This behavior destroys value because it shows a complete lack of empathy and reciprocity. A relationship requires 2 people, 2 perspectives, 2 lives that matter equally. If you can't shut up long enough to actually listen to your partner, you're not relationship material. You're just narcissistic. Number 4. Broadcasting your relationship problems on social media. This one should be obvious, but apparently it's not. Women who post vague Facebook statuses when they're mad at their boyfriend. Women who tweet about relationship problems. Women who put their entire relationship drama on Instagram stories for hundreds of people to see. Women who air dirty laundry publicly instead of handling issues privately. Men absolutely hate this. We hate it so much. You know why? Because it's disrespectful, it's embarrassing, and it shows you have no boundaries. When you post "men ain't shit" on your story after an argument, you're not just venting. You're telling everyone in your social circle that your relationship is unstable and your boyfriend is trash. You're inviting opinions from people who have no business being in your relationship. You're making private matters public entertainment. I knew this couple. Every time they fought, and they fought often, she'd post cryptic shit. Some people really show their true colors. I'm done being taken for granted. Guess I know where I stand now. And everyone would comment, "You okay, girl? What happened? Dump him, sis." She'd like those comments, respond to some of them, let everyone pile on her boyfriend, without ever telling the full story. He hated it, begged her to stop, explained how humiliating it was to have their private issues discussed publicly. She'd apologize, promised to stop, then do it again the next time she was upset. Eventually, he left. Not because of the fights, but because she couldn't keep their business private. She valued social media sympathy more than his dignity. Here's what this behavior signals to men. It signals that you're impulsive, that you can't be trusted with sensitive information, that you prioritize attention over the relationship, and that you have no respect for boundaries. A high-value man sees that and runs. Why would he invest in someone who's going to blast his mistakes to hundreds of people whenever she's mad? Number 5. Keeping your exes around as friends. Oh boy, here we go. The eternal debate. He's just a friend. We dated years ago. It doesn't mean anything now. You're being insecure if you have a problem with this. Look, I'm going to be straight with you. Most men don't believe in staying friends with exes. And they definitely don't want their girlfriend maintaining close friendships with men she used to sleep with. I don't care if it ended amicably. I don't care if there are no feelings anymore. I don't care if he's dating someone else now. The fact that you're regularly texting, hanging out, or maintaining any kind of close relationship with an ex is a red flag to most men. And before you call us insecure, let me explain why. When you keep exes around, men interpret it a few different ways. Option 1. You're keeping him as a backup plan, in case the current relationship doesn't work out. Option 2. You're not over him, and you're using the just friends excuse to maintain the connection. Option 3. You like the attention and validation from multiple men, and you're unwilling to give that up even in a committed relationship. None of these options make us feel good about the situation. I dated a girl who was best friends with her ex. They texted every day, hung out occasionally. She'd tell me about their inside jokes, their history, how well they knew each other. And every time she mentioned him, I felt sick. Not because I'm insecure, but because it felt like I was competing with a ghost. Like she was comparing me to him constantly. Like I was the new model, but he was the classic she couldn't quite let go of. I brought it up. She got defensive. You're being controlling. I can have male friends. You don't trust me. But it wasn't about trust. It was about respect and boundaries. When you're building something new with someone, you don't keep watering old relationships that died for a reason. Here's the reality. You can be friendly with an ex. You can be cordial if you run into each other. You can wish them well from a distance. But maintaining a close friendship while in a new relationship is disrespectful to your current partner. It creates unnecessary tension and drama. And most high-value men won't tolerate it. They'll just find someone who doesn't come with that baggage. Number 6. Having no hobbies or life outside the relationship. This is subtle, but deadly. Women who make their boyfriend their entire life. Who have no hobbies, no interests, no friends, no goals outside of the relationship. Who become completely dependent on their partner for entertainment, happiness, and identity. Who suffocate their boyfriend with constant attention, and then wonder why he feels trapped. Men need space. We need time with our friends, time for our hobbies, time to be alone and decompress. When you have nothing going on in your life except us, it creates enormous pressure. We become responsible for your happiness, your entertainment, your entire emotional state. And that's exhausting. I watched my friend go through this. He started dating this girl who seemed great at first. But slowly, she stopped seeing her friends, stopped doing her hobbies, stopped having any life outside of him. Every free moment, she wanted to spend with him. If he made plans with his friends, she'd get upset. Why don't you want to spend time with me? If he wanted a night alone to play video games or just chill, she'd take it personally. Within 6 months, he felt like he was drowning. He couldn't breathe. Every day was about managing her feelings, making sure she was happy, ensuring she didn't feel neglected. The relationship became a job instead of a joy. And when he tried to create boundaries, she accused him of not caring about her anymore. They broke up. He felt guilty but relieved. She was devastated and confused. I gave him everything, she said. Yeah, you gave too much. You suffocated him with your neediness. You made him responsible for your entire existence. Here's what women need to understand. Men are attracted to women who have their own lives. Women with passions, hobbies, friends, goals. Women who are interesting, who have stories to tell, who bring something to the table beyond just their presence in the relationship. When you abandon everything to focus solely on a man, you become less attractive. You become needy, clingy, boring. And men run from that. Number 7. Acting like you're doing him a favor by being with him. This is the ultimate value killer. Women who act like they're settling. Who constantly remind their boyfriend how lucky he is to have them. Who talk about all the other options they have. Who make him feel like he needs to constantly prove his worth while they do nothing to prove theirs. Women who believe being female is contribution enough. I see this all the time. Women who think because they're attractive or have multiple men interested in them, they don't need to actually be a good partner. They show up and expect to be worshipped. They bring attitude, demands, and entitlement. They criticize, they complain, they point out flaws. But when asked what they bring to the relationship besides their presence, they have no answer. I'm the prize, they say. Based on what? Your looks. Those fade, your Instagram followers. They're not in this relationship. Your options. Those other men aren't here either. What are you actually contributing? Are you supportive? Are you kind? Are you easy to be with? Do you make his life better, or just harder? I knew a guy dating this girl who genuinely believed she was doing him a favor. She'd say things like, "You better treat me right, or I have plenty of other men who would love to be with me." She'd remind him constantly how many guys slide into her DMs. She'd point out his flaws while ignoring her own. She expected him to plan dates, pay for everything, and basically audition for the privilege of her company. He stuck around longer than he should have because she was hot. But eventually, he realized something. Being hot isn't enough. Having options isn't a personality. She was exhausting, entitled, and brought nothing to the table besides her looks. So he left. Found someone less attractive but infinitely more pleasant to be around. Someone who appreciated him instead of tolerating him. This behavior destroys value because it reveals an inflated sense of self-worth with nothing to back it up. Real high-value women don't need to tell men they're the prize. Their actions prove it. They're supportive. They're kind. They add value to their partner's life. They understand that a relationship is partnership, not a competition where one person settles for the other. So there you have it. 7 behaviors that absolutely kill your value in men's eyes. And look, I know some of you are mad right now. You're thinking this is sexist, or that men should accept you as you are. And sure, you can keep doing all these things. You can post thirst traps, test your man, dominate conversations, air your dirty laundry, keep exes around, have no life, and act entitled. That's your right. But don't be surprised when high-value men aren't interested. Don't be shocked when relationships keep failing. Don't wonder why you're still single, or why he left, or why he seems distant. Because the truth is, men are paying attention. We see these behaviors, and we make decisions based on them. The women who understand this, who actually work on themselves and avoid these pitfalls, they're the ones in happy long-term relationships with men who worship them. The women who refuse to hear this and dismiss it as men being too demanding, they're the ones posting, "Where are all the good men?" at 35 while going through their third situationship. Your choice, your life. But at least now you can't say nobody told you.